A rapidly forces storm developed into Tropical Storm Milton on Sunday, less than a day after it created within the inlet of Mexico. Forecasters with the National Typhoon Center foresee the storm will make landfall on Florida's western inlet coast as a major storm within the center of the week. The foremost likely way proposes Milton make landfall Wednesday in or close the Tampa Cove zone and stay a tropical storm because it moves over central Florida into the Atlantic Sea, forecasters said. That would generally save other southeastern states attacked by Typhoon Helene, which caused disastrous harm from Florida into the Appalachian Mountains, slaughtering more than 230 individuals. Milton was moving toward the Florida promontory early Monday at approximately 8 miles per hour, with most extreme, maintained winds of 100 miles per hour. Whereas Milton is anticipated to be a littler storm than Helene, with a littler wind field, it shows up to be heading for a much more thickly populated region, and storm surge may cause major issues in a few ranges, concurring to CBS News Climate Senior. South Florida communities were as of now feeling a few of the storm's early impacts, as Miami-Dade District and the Everglades detailed flooding, said CBS News Miami meteorologist K.C. Sherman. Sherman told inhabitants possibly within the path of the tropical storm to expect a surge observed to require impact through Thursday. Milton is moving gradually but is expected to strengthen rapidly, the Typhoon Center said earlier Sunday. There's expanding certainty that a capable typhoon with life-threatening dangers will be influencing parcels of the Florida West Coast around the center of this week. A major tropical storm is characterized as a Category 3 storm or bigger with greatest maintained winds of its slightest 111 miles per hour. The most recent estimates propose Milton may make landfall with 120 miles per hour winds. Milton's heightened appears no signs of abating. Milton will likely be a major storm by Monday evening, concurring to Parkinson. The storm is moving over water with temperatures drifting around 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which Parkinson depicts was like premium octane fuel for any tropical storm. Parkinson said the most recent admonitory from the National Tropical Storm Center recommends a top at Category 4, with winds of 145 miles per hour, and a landfall escalated of Category 3. As continuously, this distant out, individuals require to get ready for one category over, which implies preparations ought to be for a Category 5 most extreme and a strong Category 4 landfall, Parkinson said. Landfall area is key. Estimate models appear Milton headed for Florida's west coast. The heading Milton approaches from could be an expansive concern, Parkinson said. Rather than running parallel to the coast, Milton is coming in at a 90-degree point, which means that storm surge will be heaped into the coast, Parkinson said, comparing it to what happened in modern Shurt amid Typhoon Sandy. The landfall area will be key, he clarified. In the event that landfall is south of a given area, storm surge will be minimal, rain will be overwhelming, and any of the most exceedingly bad wind will be limited to the primary 25 miles from the eye, Parkinson said. In the event that landfall is north of a given area, they'll involvement disastrous and notable storm surge, moderately negligible rain, and wind confined to the primary 25 miles from the eye. Storm surge will amplify southward of the landfall point for the complete west coast. Parkinson, too, clarified the most exceedingly bad case situation for Tampa Narrows. At slightest half the demonstrate runs to deliver a St. Pete or north landfall. I cannot think of a more regrettable case situation than that for Tampa Cove, he said. In the event that that comes to realization, it'll be the most noticeably awful natural disaster Tampa has ever seen. On the off chance that, however, landfall happens in Sarasota or south, Tampa will evade the storm surge, but places like Post Myers will bear the most noticeably awful immersion. Florida authorities issue notices. Governor Ron DeSantis, to begin with, issued crisis orders Saturday, announcing a state of crisis in 35 Florida districts ahead of Milton's landfall. The representative extended the state of crisis statement Sunday to 51 districts and said Floridians ought to get ready for more controlled blackouts and disturbances, making beyond any doubt they have a week's worth of nourishment and water and were prepared to hit the street. He said whereas the exact point of landfall remained hazy, it was clear that Florida would be hit difficult, saying he couldn't see any situation where we do not have major impacts at this point. You have time to plan, he said, encouraging Floridians to be beyond any doubt your storm readiness range is input. Know your clearing zone. There will be obligatory and deliberate clearings, said DeSantis. The National Climate Benefit said early Monday morning that a tropical storm observed was an impact for the inlet coast of Florida from Chokoloskee northward to the mouth of the Suwannee Waterway, counting Tampa Inlet and the Dry Tortugas. A storm surge observed was issued for the Florida inlet coast from Flamingo northward to the Suwannee Stream, counting Charlotte Harbor and Tampa Cove. The St. Petersburg-Tampa Narrows region was still cleaning up broad harm from Helene and its capable storm surge. 12 individuals died as Helene overwhelmed the coast, with the most exceedingly bad harm within the state along the limit, 20-mile string of boundary islands that extend from St. Petersburg to Clearwater. All classes and school exercises in St. Petersburg's Pinellas province preemptively closed Monday through Wednesday as Milton drawn nearer, and Tampa opened city carports for gratis so individuals might stop their cars secure from the another floodwaters. The Pinellas province government, moreover, issued required departure orders for long-term care offices, helped living offices and clinics in assigned departure zones due to the danger postured by Hurricane Milton. All accessible state resources are being marshaled to assist evacuate flotsam and jetsam, DeSantis said. We're going 24/7. It's all hands on deck. Overwhelming rain was conceivable in Mexico's Yucatan landmass on Monday, the Storm Center said, with more rain and overwhelming winds most likely arriving afterward Tuesday through Wednesday night in Florida. The Storm Center said precipitation sums of up to 15 inches were conceivable over the Florida promontory and the Florida Keys from Milton.